earlier. Now, in more breaking updates, Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez has addressed the nation in a video, giving his first statement since the capture of President Nicolás Maduro. He says Venezuela will resist the presence of foreign troops. He said a U.S. attack on the country in the early morning struck civilian areas. Padrino said, and Venezuela is compiling information about dead and injured people, adding the Venezuelan people have been subjected to the most criminal military aggression by the government of the United States. Honor, duty, and history call upon us. Let the cry of the free homeland resound in every corner. Victory is ours because reason and dignity accompany us. We will triumph. All right. So now I do have with me Satoru Nagao, fellow at Hudson Institute, and he's joining me live from Tokyo, Japan. Satoru,
Venezuela, soldados y soldadas de la patria, hijos e hijas de Bolívar. La Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana informa al mundo entero que en la madrugada de hoy, 3 de enero, el pueblo venezolano ha sido objeto de la más criminal agresión militar por parte del gobierno de los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica. Hasta el momento, la barbarie de las fuerzas invasoras. Buenos días, pueblo heroico de Venezuela, soldados y soldadas de la patria, hijos e hijas de Bolívar. La Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana informa al mundo entero que en la madrugada de hoy, 3 de enero, el pueblo venezolano ha sido objeto de la más...
All right, I have Ambassador Suresh Goyal also joining me on the broadcast. Now, Ambassador Goyal, this is the first statement coming in from Venezuelan Defense Minister. What would you like to say?
Knowing the developments which have taken place so far in Venezuela, my first reaction is that it is a gross violation of all rules of international conduct. All said and done, whatever the provocation might have been, whatever the reasons might have been, there is an international order, there are international institutions which you resort to in terms of addressing your concerns, addressing your complaints. And there is a Security Council, there is a United Nations, there is OAS. There are all kinds of fora where, the subject could have been taken up, but to resort to this kind of an action, it is mind-boggling in the sense, even though there were preparations, there were indications before that such a thing could have been happened, but there were interpretations that maybe it is just putting international pressure on Maduro, or maybe there will be a possibility of a launch, but totally unexpected. Now, second thing is that, as we know, Maduro has been captured, and he and his wife are being taken to Washington or some place in USA, wherever. What will actually happen to them? Yet undetermined. Whether there will be a trial or what, I have no idea. Impact on other places. Russia was supporting Venezuela. So there are so many factors which are coming into play here, and clearly action has been taken. I hope after taking everything into consideration, but maybe not. So one has to wait and see what the developments are. I believe Russia has already announced that there should be no further aggression against Venezuela, but I don't think there'll be any need for that if Maduro is already being whisked away to Washington. So let us wait and see.
All right. Now I want to go across to Satoru Nagao. He's a fellow at the Hudson Institute, and he's joining me live from Tokyo, Japan. Satoru, basically, I mean, this is something we've been discussing for a very long time now. This is a big, big move by Trump, and of course, globally. I mean, how's Japan reacting to it?
Japan is wait and see in this case because firstly we need to check the impact after that. Removing the leader of the other country means that the other country will follow the same method to remove the leader they do not like. So that's why in this case Japan worry about if China will do the same thing against Taiwan. That could be the problem. But in case of Maduro, in case of Taiwan is different. Taiwan is democratic country. Even if the leader was removed, other leader can take charge immediately after that. But in case of Venezuela, if the U.S. remove Maduro, because he is a dictator, the impact is more bigger in the domestic governance in Venezuela. So that's why in this case, Japan do not worry so much about it indeed. But anyways, this impact is very big. And Japan's another worry is if the U.S. face something very difficult situation in Venezuela, U.S. cannot share enough resources to support in the Indo-Pacific. Because Japan is facing the 2027 problem, which China, there is a possibility China will invade Taiwan. In this case, Japan needs the U.S. support. So that's why U.S. has enough resources to support Taiwan, and Japan is very important matter anyway. But if the U.S. faces a big problem in Latin America, U.S. cannot share enough resources to share, to support in its Asian theater. So that's why Japan's worry is this thing. But one more thing Japan's worrying is, of course, rule-based order. How to legitimize this operation under the current rule-based order is a matter as a logic. But anyway, many Japanese senior experts pointed out that now is the age of the power. So that's why Japan needs to be strong. That is maybe impact eating. One more thing, if it's key issue with the next government in the Venezuela. If the Venezuela regime will change and Machado will take over, this is more better indeed. But anyways, it is not easy to identify what will happen after that. So under such kind of situation, there is a possibility U.S. need to focusing on Latin America for a long time. This means that the U.S. cannot share enough resources to support Japan or Taiwan in East Asia. It's Japan's worry. Thank you.